A very good morning to all of you friends. Now in our chapter life processes, we have already studied about two important processes, that is nutrition and respiration. Now in today's video we are going to study about the another type of life process, that is transportation in human beings. Now transportation we will study separately in case of animals and in plants. So our today's topic is transportation in human beings, and we will see how this transportation is possible in our body. Okay, so our chapter life processes, under chapter life processes, our next heading is transportation in human beings. Okay, now transportation includes the circulatory system, because transportation means substances like food, nutrients, salts, vitamins, hormones, enzymes. These are our respiratory gases. So these are transported and supplied to various parts of our body. Okay, all the cells, all the tissues, they are supplied with these substances. So transportation helps in movement or conduction of these substances among various cells and tissues of our body. Okay, so transportation actually includes the circulatory system. So circulatory system is basically concerned with movement of substances throughout our body. Now, circulatory system also helps in some more different types of processes in our body. For example, it also helps in maintaining a constant body temperature. It also maintains proper pH in our body. They also help in fighting diseases. Okay, and the circulatory system also helps in removal of unwanted metabolic waste from our body. So circulatory system helps not only in transportation of substances, but they also maintain the body temperature, the body pH, and they also help in removal of substances such as carbon dioxide or nitrogenous waste like urea from our body. Okay, so circulatory system is very important for us. Now, circulatory system is made up of the heart, that is the pumping organ, the blood, that is a connective fluid tissue in our body, the blood vessels, that means the pipe-like structures through which blood flows to different tissues and cells of our body, and also the lymphatic system, that is made up of lymph. Okay, lymph is also derived from blood. When we will study, we will discuss about lymph, that lymph is also derived, or it originates from blood. The WBC cells, we will study that the WBC cells, some of the cells called lymphocytes, they join another vessel, that is the lymphatic vessels, to form the lymphatic fluid in which lymphocytes are present, and that fluid is called lymph. So the circulatory system basically consists of two fluid, that is the blood and the lymph. Okay, and heart is the pumping organ that pumps blood to different parts of our body. Also the heart pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs for purification, and after purification from the lungs, oxygenated blood enters into our heart, and from there it is pumped to different parts of our body. Okay, so heart is the pumping organ. Blood as well as lymph, they are fluid connective tissue, and blood vessels are the vessels or the pipe-like structures, the conducting tissues through which blood flows. Okay, so blood vessels also we will study. There are of three different types: the arteries, the veins, and the blood capillaries. Okay, capillaries. Now let us see, let us start with the first one, that is blood. Then we will study about heart, then about blood vessels, and finally about lymph. So our first topic, today's topic, is about blood. Okay. Now we started with transportation. We saw how the circulatory system is important to us. Now what is blood? So blood is a fluid connective tissue. You have already read in class 9 that blood is made up of a fluid part, that is called plasma, and solid part, that is called cell or the corpuscles part. Okay, formed elements of blood. Now plasma is the fluid part or the liquid part of blood. Also blood connects distributes substances among different tissues of our body. So blood is called the fluid connective tissue. Okay, in class 9 you have studied that any type of connective tissue is made up of two important parts, that is the matrix. In case of blood, plasma is the matrix, and in the matrix cells are suspended. So the RBC, WBC and platelets are the cells which are suspended in blood. So it is called a tissue. Okay, connective tissue, because all connective tissues are made up of a matrix and cells which are suspended in it. Okay, and about 50% of blood is plasma, so it is called fluid connective tissue. Okay, so blood is a fluid connective tissue. Lymph is also a fluid connective tissue. Now let us see what blood is actually made up of. Okay, so blood is actually made up of plasma, that is called the fluid part or the liquid part, and cells which are called the solid part. Cells are also called corpuscles or formed elements. Now plasma is separated as the liquid part, but cells are again divided into three types, that is the RBC, WBC and platelets. So RBCs means the red blood cells, WBC means the white blood cells, and the platelets which are called the, you can say they are some irregular plate shaped cells which are present in blood. So platelets, okay, smaller, like a plate breaks to form platelets. So RBC, WBC and platelets. Again, WBC is divided into granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes, these cells, they have granules in them, and agranulocytes, they do not have granules in them. So again, WBC is of two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Again, granulocytes are of three types, the neutrophil, the eosinophil and the basophil. Okay, so granulocytes are of three different types, the neutrophils, the eosino or eosinophils and the basophils. Agranulocytes are of two types, monocyte and lymphocyte. Okay, monocyte and lymphocyte, they do not have granules, so agranulocytes. Cyte means cell, okay, agranule means without granules. Now out of monocyte and lymphocyte, these lymphocytes, they sometimes leave the blood vessels and join to form the lymphatic system. Okay, so lymph is actually derived from the lymphocytes of WBC. So what is blood actually made up of? Blood is made up of plasma as well as corpuscles. Corpuscles are of different types, the RBC, the WBC and the platelets. Again, WBCs are of five types, neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, monocytes and lymphocytes. Let us see the diagrams how these cells or blood cells they look like. Now these blood corpuscles, if you see a smear of blood, okay, this is a smear of blood. Now in the smear of blood, a thin film of blood, these are the RBC cells, okay, discoidal shaped, disc-like, biconcave, okay, discoidal cells. These are the discoidal cells, and these are the different types of WBC cells, okay, different types of WBC cells. Now let us see the different types of WBC cells. See, if you can see here, this is the RBC or the erythrocytes. RBC also called erythrocyte, so RBC. Okay, then let us see the first one, the monocyte and the lymphocytes. These are the agranulocytes, so the monocyte and the lymphocyte. Okay, like in this previous diagram you can see this is the monocyte. Okay, then the neutrophil, the eosinophil and the basophil. See, the neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, they have granules in them, so they are called granulocytes. And these are the platelets. Okay, plate-like structures, they are also nucleated, so platelets. But RBC is not nucleated. Okay, so once again the different types of WBC, they are the monocyte, lymphocyte, neutrophil, eosinophil and basophil. Okay, and some of the monocyte, they become macrophage. These macrophages, they have the capacity to perform phagocytosis and engulf foreign substances which might enter into our circulatory system. Okay, so these are the different types of blood cells or WBC cells. Now what is the importance of blood is also very important to know. The importance of blood is that blood helps in, first, blood consists of RBC cells which have hemoglobin in them, and this hemoglobin helps in exchange of oxygen in the alveoli. Like in our previous video we have seen that the alveoli membrane was there, and the RBC cells which are present in the blood capillaries, they have hemoglobin in them, and they take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so hemoglobin present in the erythrocyte, they help in exchange of oxygen, and they carry oxygen to different parts of the body. So this is the function of RBC. Now WBC helps in providing immunity to our body. The different 5 types of WBC just now we saw, they give us immunity. Immunity means they help us to fight against diseases. And platelets help in clotting of blood. Okay, clotting of blood means whenever there is injury in any part of our body, so these platelets, they help in clogging the portion and then stop or prevent the flow of blood from our body. So they help in clotting of blood. Okay, so in today's video we have covered blood, the importance of blood, and the different parts which are present, or different types of cells which are present in blood. Now in our next video we will study about heart, the human heart. Okay, and I will upload this summary. Please go through the video as well as the notes and write them in your classroom. Thank you so much for watching this video.